Hello, we are back. I'm going to go ahead and start my teaching series, second part. Last week we started in 1 Corinthians chapter 12, talking about the gifts of the fruit, or the gifts of the Spirit, sorry about that, gifts of the Spirit, and how they coincide with the fruits of the Spirit. I'm going to read a couple of things here in the Bible. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 12, the last part of verse 9, which is 9b, and it says, "To another the gifts of healing by the same Spirit, to another the working of miracles, and to another prophecy." I'm only probably going to be able to get through healing tonight, and then either tomorrow night or Friday night I'll finish the rest of it. But I just wanted to start off with the gift of healing. I think it coincides with long suffering. Because long suffering, the fruit of long suffering is, being able to, be in, I guess, like a spiritual fight, and, being there for the long haul, being there, as long as it takes, to see that someone receive a healing. So if you look at the way the fruits and the gifts are listed in the New Testament, you will find that the gift of healing corresponds with the fruit of long suffering, as I said. Some people think that long suffering, when you say long suffering, it's just, a really gruesome word. But it's not as gruesome as it sounds. The Greek word for this fruit literally means long-tempered. So like I said, it basically says I am going to be in there for the long haul. I'm going to see this thing through. It's able to see through something and never give up. Long suffering says I don't recognize defeat, and I just hang in there until I win. So like I said, basically going back over what I said, you don't give up. You just stick in there. You stay in there until you either receive the healing or the person that you're praying for receives the healing. And, that, you just never give up. You just keep fighting. Even if you get knocked down, you get knocked down to the ground. You just get right back up and you just keep fighting. This is why the fruit of long suffering goes along with the gift of healing, because not all healings are instantaneous. I know people that have prayed for years for a healing in their body, and it takes years for them to receive their healing, because a lot of times there could be some doubt. A lot of times there could be maybe some unforgiveness, or something in your life that, or maybe someone in your family is speaking some kind of death, or something. It basically all comes back to what you say out of your mouth, what you speak out of your mouth. Am I correct?
Correct.
Because what comes out of your mouth, that is the most important thing, because as it says in Matthew, out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks. So whatever is in your heart, whatever you're filling your heart with, whatever you're filling your soul and your spirit with, that's what's going to come out of your mouth. And eventually, like I said in previous messages before, that eventually what you serve becomes your God. So if you are serving death all the time, and you're speaking death all the time, and you You know, everything that's around you is death, and that's all you're going to have is death. But the word healing in the Old Testament meant to mend, sew, or repair. So when the Spirit of the Lord is healing someone in their body, it is actually being mended, or the Spirit is actually mending or repairing the injured part. It's like surgery, isn't it?
Yep.
Like surgery in the natural, you know. They have to sew you back up. Excuse me. Once they go in and they do whatever it is they have to do, they have to sew you back up. Or they have to, you know, maybe you've broken a bone and they have to go back in and repair that bone. You don't see the results of them doing that at that time.
Mm-hmm.
It usually takes 2 to 3 weeks for a broken bone to heal after a doctor has actually mended it, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same way in the Spirit. You know, the Lord, there's times that and then there's times too that the Lord is, you know, healing someone and in the Spirit, and you know, some people say, well, they you know, and it's totally it could be, you know, the opposite of what I said earlier. It could be that, you know, the Lord is working on you and healing you in the spirit realm, spiritually healing you, giving you a divine healing, and He's wanting to see what comes out of your mouth, basically to determine, you know, how He, you know, how quickly, I'll say that, how quickly you get your healing, how quickly you receive your healing, because He's already healed you. You're already healed. Our bodies and our spirits and our souls are already healed, because 2,000 years ago Jesus died on the cross and He bore 39 stripes on His body for our healing. So all we have to do is receive it. He's already given it to us. All we have to do is receive it. Am I correct?
Amen.
So a lot of times it's not on God's part. It's never on God's part. I'll put it that way. It's never on God's part. Am I correct?
Yep.
It's never on God's part. It's always on something on our end. Either there's unforgiveness, doubt, or unbelief.
Amen.
One of those three things is a key factor in causing you to not receive a healing. Okay. Healing is not just confined to sickness. It can also mean to repair an act or a broken relationship. Healing can be for the mind, habits, memories, spirit, or even for our nation. 1 Corinthians 12:28 states clearly that God has raised up different types of ministries for different types of healing.
Mm-hmm.
You will find that long suffering deals with mental and emotional relationships. It is the basis for forgiveness, as I said before. You know, forgiveness. Proverbs 19 and 11. It's also the basis for humility. Ecclesiastes 15 and 18. The foundation of fellowship. Proverbs 15 and 18. The basis of all good personal relationships, Proverbs 25 and 15. You know, Arnold and I have been together for 8-9 years now, and I've noticed that there's, you know, that we that is something that is been a biggie in our relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, long suffering. So long suffering is, you know, one of those really good fruits, I think, because like it says in 1 Corinthians 13, you know, love suffers long, which is actually long suffering. So, you know, you have to have long suffering in just about everything that you do in life. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, excuse me, we will find that long suffering is in just about everything that we do. And it is also the basis for all true wisdom, Proverbs 14:29. And of all true power, Proverbs 16:32. So, like I said, everything that you do, everything in life that you go through, everything that you, relationships, your personal relationships, even business relationships, a lot of times, there's going to be some very long suffering, but in the end, I think in the end it's really worth it, isn't it?
Yep.
So, how can you know that healing is for today? Wow, that's a really good question, because there's a lot of people that says that healing isn't for today. There's a lot of religions that says that healing isn't for today, but we know it is because it's in the Bible. And I'm going to give you an answer to this question. It says, first of all, you must find out what is in the Word. However, using only one scripture is not going to be acceptable. Mm-hmm. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Deuteronomy 19:15 says, at the mouth of 2 witnesses, or at the mouth of 3 witnesses, shall the matter be established. So you have to have, that's saying that you have to have 2 or 3 scriptures for healing, to be able to go to God and say, okay, I receive my healing. It's not a matter of if He wants to heal you, and it's not a matter of, will He heal you? He's already healed you, and yes, He does want you to be healed. He wants us to be healed. He does not want us sick, because number one, He took stripes on His back for our healing. When He was on this earth and He done His ministry on this earth, He healed people.
Yes, He did.
And healing didn't just stop whenever the last prophet died.
He said, when I go to my Father, these works that I'll do, that you can do, and greater. And He commissioned them in Mark, I believe it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Mark 16. And He said, go and lay hands on the sick and you will see them recover.
In my name.
Go lay hands on the sick in my name and you will see them recover. You can cast out demons in my name. There's people that doesn't believe that we can cast out demons. We can. Mm-hmm. We have the same authority on the inside of us that he had on the inside of Him, that raised Him from the dead. We have that same power living on the inside of us. And it's so sad that people walk around beat down, broke down, sick all the time. They can't do anything, can't get out, can't go anywhere because they are sick all the time. And 2/3 of it is because of things that are coming out of this right here.
That and condoning sin.
That's true. That is very true. Excuse me. So I'm going to stop right here for now, and then I will be back.